The Culture Currency show is for those who recognize that nuance is key. We don't pretend to have all the answers, but we tackle the issues that affect the majority when speaking of Black America. Our discussions are informed by the host's personal experiences and insights, and we're always open to evolving our perspective as we gain new understanding.
This is the story of two friends from the Bronx who decided to get real, be direct, and impact Black culture. Welcome to Culture Currency, where culture is the value. So how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Instead of coffee, we had ginseng shots. So my brain is up, all powers. I wasn't able to take my vitamins, but I needed sun because I'm tired. But it worked. I'm just sweaty now. I feel hot.
I feel high.
Yeah, you feel high and I feel hot.
I feel like smoky.
Like smoky is crazy.
Smoky in the pigeon coop.
Nah, what? No. It's affecting my system as if I'm trying to get rid of a cold and sweat it out.
Well, that's good.
But I'm not trying to get rid of a cold.
Well, whatever is letting go of toxins, obviously.
All right.
Yeah.
Hot.
All I know is
I'm hot.
I'm Mahogany.
I'm Ish.
And this is Culture Currency.
The culture
is the value. I seen this video, and this young man was pranking his dad. Mm-hmm. And he put facial makeup on as if he was dressed as Kiss, the rock band. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to see his father's reaction. And so his father was like, "What the hell do you have on your face?" Mm-hmm. And he was like, "Dad, I just want you to accept me for me. This is the new me." This is the new me, and I want you to accept this new version of me. And his father was going off. The weirdest things I see create different kinds of discussions in me. Mm-hmm. And I do realize that today there's a lot of push behind accepting. Like, accept me for who I am, accept this thing about me, accept. And I wanted to discuss that because do we feel like everything is here for acceptance?
Right.
Everything should be accepted?
I see you. I didn't know the angle. Because we don't discuss the angles, just the topic. Got it. No. My answer is no.
And I agree with you.
Okay. Very good. This is going to be a hard show to get through.
I agree.
Hell no. In this day and age, I think the father probably went crazy because of how much is forced, a lot on parents just to accept whatever. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know if you saw the picture of the video of the white girl, and she came out of nowhere with the neighbors and everybody outside in the yard, and she said, "I just want to let you know, Mom, in front of everybody, that I'm a guy."
What?
She said, "I'm a guy." She told her mother that she's a man.
In front of the world.
And no, but she was herself. She didn't start going through nothing. She
just messing with her?
No, she was dead serious.
That's dead serious?
She was dead serious.
Okay.
And then you see a neighbor like holding her like, you know what I'm saying?
Neighbors full of acceptance.
Exactly.
And what her mother do?
Her mother was just like, what are you talking about though? I thought that was like how you gonna wake up one day, come out of nowhere and be like, "Mom, I'm a guy," and accept it, and then you doing it in front of everybody. The father probably saw that video and was like, "Nah, everybody need grace, man."
The thing is this, I might never accept it. Mm-hmm. I know people don't know us, right, in real life.
Right.
And they looking at us and they're like, "How you not with acceptance?" I didn't say I wasn't with acceptance.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not with accepting everything.
Right.
Yeah. And so when you think about acceptance, it has to be filtered through your belief system.
Period. Yeah, that's perfect. That's a perfect way to say it. Yep.
And I'm not going along with everything because I love you.
Right.
The reason I'm not going along with everything is because I love you.
Right. Love that. Love that.
So there's certain things that not only am I not going to accept, but if we do come to a place of possibly accepting, it needs to make sense. You got to make it make sense to someone.
Exactly. So the first thing I thought about with acceptance was heartbreak. That's the first thing I thought about.
So you went on a whole other page. I love that. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I was thinking about heartbreak. So I was thinking about this one particular time when I was going through. I mean, when I say that my choice to throw it all away, God is good. I made the choice to throw it away and then couldn't. Something happened and I couldn't. And I was so happy because something that happened a week before prevented me from throwing it all away that day. And so this bad breakup, bad moment. And when I went upstairs, my ex left. And instead of keeping it going in terms of calls or text messages or calling people like, yeah, you can't believe this happened, I laid on my couch. I had like a fake fireplace thing that just showed a thing. Put on a funny movie. I like stupid movies, like Freddy Got Fingered, stupid ass movies. That's on my list of favorite movies. Put on a stupid movie, had the lights off, chilling on my couch, dolo, and just accept it. I was just there, like, just breathe. It was actually one of the best nights of my life. I would never forget that night because it was a night where it's like, I didn't feel, it's not like I wasn't hurting, but I was like, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? So acceptance doesn't mean it's not gonna hurt. It doesn't mean you're not gonna be annoyed. It doesn't mean you may not lose something, but it's just like, it's for now. This don't have nothing to do with later. And that was the one moment in my life that I actually just sat by myself and didn't include nobody else and nothing. And I just dealt with what I had to deal with at that moment and just accepted what was going on.
Beautiful.
And I was violated.
Beautiful.
And I had,
There's so many moments in our lives where we have to lean on acceptance, right? On so many different levels. Like you came up with a different angle than mine, but they're all acceptance in a nutshell, right? We just had a discussion about understanding the fact that just because you feel a way about someone doesn't mean that person feels the same about you.
Right.
And that's not a romantic thing. That could be a romantic thing, but it's not a romantic thing. I'm talking about in friendships or believing someone is your friend when they just see you as an acquaintance.
Fact, yo.
Right?
Yeah,
You have to accept that because they're not wrong for how they see you.
Right.
It's just you feel differently.
Yes, right.
And then now once you get the information, you have to make the adjustment. Under the umbrella of acceptance is understanding. Right. You got to understand what's happening in order to accept.
Right.
And that takes me back to what I was saying about the young man and his dad. It's like conversations need to take place.
Right.
Like I need to know that this ain't coming from left field, but this is attached to something that is innate in you. Right. Before I could say I'm cool with this.
Right, absolutely. You know what? When my father and I were having a years later, after I was first talking to him about my sexuality, I was like in my 20s at this time, probably like 21, 22, and he said, he said, if you were to get married, I'll come to your wedding. I think I said this before, right? I feel like probably had these discussions. I don't know.
We talk offline.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, exactly. So I'm like, I said, oh, you just now coming to that? He said, I had to make sure it was you. You know what I mean? I had to make sure it was you. So even though he accepted what was going on and all of that kind of stuff, like he let me try to figure myself out. He didn't impose his views. He was a 5%er and all of that kind of stuff. He didn't impose any of that on me. He just supported me.
And that's
it was
a beautiful
just there
thing.
for me.
That's a beautiful thing. The other side of that, right, is so you brought up your sexuality and your father's acceptance of that and of you, right? And then on the other side of that, my sexuality and my mother's belief system and her lack of ability to engage with it, not accept it. She accept me for who I am, but it doesn't mean that she's going to be at my wedding. That was the same thing with
my mother,
right?
At that time.
And my acceptance of that.
Right. Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
Because when I have this discussion, I knew that this part of the conversation was going to come up because you can't say you're just and only be just when it affects you in a positive way.
Right.
Or the way that you deem positive.
Right.
Just is just for all. So I've always had the understanding that some people are not going to agree with who I am. And that's okay. Right? So my mother, I know my mother is never coming to my wedding.
Got you.
And I'm okay with that.
Right.
because I understand her belief system as well.
Right.
And I accept her belief system the
Right.
same way she accepts me as who I am. It just
Right.
means that in certain ways that we're not going to engage.
Period.
Period.
I love that. You know,
What happened?
I love that so much, and I wish, like the young people of this generation, I want them to hear that exact point, because I feel like these days, like the young people want us to accept everything and anything. You know what I'm saying? Everything is okay. Just let people be. Everything is everything. Everything is not okay. Everything is not okay. Everything is not all right. Like, I love you, and I'm gonna accept these things, but this goes against what I believe, so I'm not engaging in that. Doesn't mean you're not my child. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna be there for you. But this and this and this and that, I cannot
There's
do.
certain things that I'm just not okay with.
I'm just not okay with it. And
Right?
you can't make me be, because you decided.
Exactly.
This is your journey. It's not mine. I did what I had. You know what I mean? This is your journey now, sweetheart. Like, I don't have to go through all of that with you. But I'm here for you. Holla.
And accepting
You know?
accepting me doesn't mean accepting everything that I engage in.
That's right.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
And so I've always been clear of that.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I brought up in one of the other shows is that I came out late because of the fact that I knew that my influence on my little sister would be a problem for my mother. However, it was a big deal that I have the relationship with my little sister that I had. And I knew that in my household, influence is a big deal, because influence is a big deal, right? So majority of elders don't understand sexuality as something you're born into. They see it as something you choose.
Right.
And so if you think that it's something you choose, then you obviously think that somebody can be influenced into. Right? I had to respect her belief system.
Right.
So I'm staying in her house.
Right.
My little sister's in her house. I have to,
Right.
accept
Exactly.
her belief system
That's it.
and move accordingly.
Right, under her rules, while you're
Exactly.
under her roof. Right, and if our audience were younger people, it's very important, because I know, family and friends have had to deal with things like that, where their kids are trying to force them to accept things that they just don't under their roof.
And what I always find funny is the people who call the parent in that scenario closed-minded, rigid, inflexible, while not being flexible themselves,
Right.
while being rigid themselves,
right.
But they're judgmental, while
Right,
being
being
judgmental
judgmental.
themselves.
That's right,
Like,
that's
these
right.
are two people,
Right.
with two different belief systems. In order for this to be just,
Right.
we have to look at it through different lenses. We can't just see our side.
Absolutely, that's really good, and that's where communication comes in. That's really, really good.
And that's where acceptance comes in, right? So there's so many different scenarios. We spoke about sexuality now. We spoke about, the changing of a look with the young man who did the painting of the face. Although the painting of the face doesn't hurt anyone. So I'm not sure that I would have took such a stance in that regard.
The father was scared. He didn't know where it was going.
It's like you just trying to make me do what you want me to do.
Right.
In this
And
moment.
then I don't know what's going on. Now you're going to paint your face like a woman next? Or you going to start painting your nails? Are you just introducing it like this? Where it's like kiss. But then it's like, kiss.
Yo, you stupid.
You know what I mean? Like, so what are you doing?
No, but
Yeah.
I've experienced that in Sadie, my granddaughter. So I remember Sadie went through her emo stage. And in the emo stage, I had to be very clear on what that was, right? Because I had been in a relationship where I seen one of my stepchildren, once they got into their emo bag, it wasn't just a dress code. It was now a personality change. And it's like, who are you? You know what I mean? And that's where the problem comes in.
Right.
Right? Because I need you to be solid in who you are.
Right. And not make one part of you all of you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And so when Sadie came and she was like, I like to dress like this. I'm in my emo. I said, as long as your emo doesn't turn you into this emotional being that paints the world black.
Right.
Everything's wrong.
Right.
Nothing good happens to me.
Right.
All of that shit.
Right.
I ain't supporting that.
Right.
I'm not accepting that.
Right.
Because we dealing with reality here.
Right.
Right? So she was like, no, G, ma, like, I just like the clothes. And I
Okay.
was like, as long as I'm all the way with it.
Right.
Put some things in your cart,
Right.
I got you.
Right.
Right.
Right. I'll get your black stuff.
You know what I mean? I got
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But when it come down to the changing your personality to fit this mold, yeah, I'm not accepting that.
Exactly. So I'm glad that you went into like the mental health thing too, and I wanted to just discuss like acceptance and mental health because I feel like so many times like when things are not going our way or ways that we don't accept or just heartbreak, all those kind of things that sometimes we try to fight against things, and that's what makes it harder for you and nobody else. You know what I mean? Where you could be so against accepting the reality of the situation that you're literally making yourself sick. You know what I mean? As opposed to sitting and saying, damn, this is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Change is a part of our lives, and acceptance has to be in alignment with that.
Period, man.
You know what I mean? And as a Taurus, I say this very often, we are so stuck. Like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So we engage if we like somebody, that's we locked in. If we go to a specific store, until that store does something that makes us feel like
That's
it
your
went
store.
again, that's my store. You getting all my money, right? So I operate like that in every space. As long as this alignment feels the way it's supposed to, I'm sticking to it.
Right, right.
So when things go off, it definitely rattles me.
So as a Taurus, what are one of the most difficult things you've had to accept?
Change. I had to accept change. You know what I mean? It's a part of life, but it doesn't feel natural to me because
it.
of the way that I'm made.
Got it.
So the entirety of change, when it comes down, like I sit with it. I'm one of those people who now I get still with it, but before I would fight it.
Yeah.
It's like, I found myself my younger years. This is hilarious to me now when I think about it. I'm being a little vulnerable. In my younger years, I was fighting to hold on to relationships I ain't even want. Just because I was used to it. This is my norm. Like, why are we changing this? I didn't even want it.
Right. One thing that my mother always said to me was, change the things that you can and accept the things that you can't. And that's been so profound in my life and having that understanding, you know, where I'm not in control of everything. It's certain things that I can make a move, certain things I know I can have influence over, and certain things it's just like...
Absolutely. Take your hands off of it. The reason why people push back on accepting things that they don't agree with is because accepting it makes you feel like
You agree with it.
I agree with it and I can't give you that messaging.
Right, that's a good point. No. Accepting this is understanding I can't do anything about this. I'm not in control of this.
That's the biggest part. Like you asked me, what was the biggest? That's the part. That's it. That's why I always speak of. I do everything I can that's in my power, and then the things that I just don't have the power to affect.
Right.
I leave that in Source's hands.
Right, and even like just in personal success and stuff like that. Instead of like driving myself crazy and trying to get here and get to these different heights, I just always just do my best. What can I do?
That's all you can
And
do.
then I'm gonna just do my best,
That's
and then
all
I'm
you
not
can do.
stressing nothing else. If like, oh my God, this wasn't perfect. It was a time when I used to freak out, like, oh my God, I'm trying to do, I gotta do this, but and now it's like, it's been that way for a while. I was like, listen, we did our best, y'all. That's it.
Yeah, that's the
We'll see what's up.
perfectionist in us.
That's it.
That's the perfectionist in us. People who see the God in themselves absolutely have a God complex because we want to be as close to God as possible. And with that comes perfection, but we are not that God.
Oh, you're not trying to be God as possible or close to God. What you mean?
No. I said we want to be as close to God as possible.
Oh, like in His
And with
image,
that,
like really beautiful.
And with that comes that perfectionist mindset.
Yeah, that's deep.
And it's a losing battle.
Absolutely.
Because we are not that. So it forces you,
Yeah,
right? It
yeah.
forces you to accept what you can't control.
Period.
You don't have a choice. Whether you can fight it all you want. At some point, you're gonna submit. At some point, you're gonna submit. I think it's important as elders, as parents, as mentors, and different things that we understand our stances. Stay solid in our stances.
Right, agreed.
And don't accept what we don't accept.
Right.
Because that is how we polish each other. That is how we sharpen each other. And it also leaves an avenue to truly understand what it is they're asking of us.
Yes.
So that they can put it in words in a way that can express why they feel it should have acceptance.
Right.
And create an avenue for the possibility of maybe that acceptance can come.
Right.
If it makes sense.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
But if it doesn't, it also leaves the opportunity for dialogue for us to explain to them why this doesn't work for you.
Right. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that's super important.
I think that's super important too. I don't think I have much to add to that other than repeating what you just said. I agree with that because because question asking gives all parties involved an opportunity to really clarify things for themselves.
Yeah,
you know
see things from different angles.
Yeah.
Because I could come into a conversation with a stern point of view.
Right.
But you could say something or ask me a question or say something that sparks something like, oh, I never thought of it like that.
Exactly.
Right? And then that might change my perspective.
Right.
But I think it's important to have a firm view.
Yes.
Going into a discussion, even if that point of view changes.
So firm view basically fully being in your belief about a situation. Be firm in your belief and be able to back it up.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to have a full discussion.
It's important. It's important for all of the things. Like we just had another show about leadership, right? There's no such leader that isn't firm in their beliefs, in their understanding.
You're absolutely right about that.
You have to stand on that and be able to have the discussions that can possibly change your course.
Absolutely, yes. So that's beautiful that you brought that in there, because we're not talking about leadership now. But one thing about leadership and as it relates to acceptance as well is being understanding in that way that you're not always right, which means it's always important to be open. To hear other perspectives. Not that you have to agree, but it's always good to at least consider.
If your stance is as strong as you believe it is, then it can stand up to questions.
Right.
It can stand up to challenge.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
And if it doesn't, then you're more knowledgeable now because you got another perspective that gave you some more insight, more information for you to now go just as hard on that other
right, exactly.
On that other space.
And be willing to change courses if you need to.
Yes.
But back to acceptance. Why was it so important for you to talk about this today after you saw what the dad did?
I'm a people watcher, and I pay attention to people on the streets. I pay attention to my family and how we interact. I pay attention to what's happening on social media. I just people watch, and I pay attention to patterns a lot. And when you watch the patterns, you start to see that there is a constant. And when a constant becomes unhealthy, is important to be tackled. And I think the acceptance constant has become very unhealthy.
Yes, I agree with that.
There's been these narratives I pay attention to that frames things as if you don't accept these things about me, you don't love me. If you don't accept these things about me, you're against me. If you don't accept these things, yada, yada, yada. And it's important for us to be very clear that that's not what acceptance is.
Right.
Acceptance is very much connected to the core of who you are. Right? I'm not going to accept what isn't right to me.
Right. Was not sitting well.
Just because you are someone close to me and I care for you doesn't change that.
Right. Right.
And that's okay.
Right.
Right? It's just a matter of us really navigating what that looks like for us now. Now that we understand we have these different point of views and we've discussed it, I haven't changed my point of view, you haven't changed yours. What does that look like going forward?
What does it look like going forward? Yeah, and then that's when acceptance comes in.
Yeah, because now choices need to be made.
Now choices need to be made. There's been very clear communication. We heard both sides. What is it that we both have to accept?
We might decide that we might decide we still going to deal with each other, but maybe limited to only these specific areas because this we don't really align.
We don't align in.
Right? We might decide we don't deal with each other at all because I feel like we're not in alignment if you don't agree in this space.
And you know what's so beautiful and mature about that? That it's not with malice. It's no hate. we just don't mesh anymore, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? And we cool. I see you, we called you and all of that. And we don't have no issues. We just not in alignment.
That's why the conversations are so important, because it gets out of the way of malice.
Right.
It takes it to a level of understanding.
Right.
Like, now we just understand each other differently.
Right.
A lot of times we don't have the necessary discussions to truly know each other in that on that level.
Right.
So everything is a little more surface.
Right.
And so when you find out something that's a little under the surface, it's like, I
Right.
ain't know you believe that.
Right.
I ain't know. I ain't know.
Like, for example, it's somebody that I absolutely love to death, been in my life forever, since, been in my life forever. And I do not agree with a lot of her behaviors. It goes completely against the whole fiber of my being and who I am as a person. So, can't rock with her like that. However, when I see her, which I will, she's still gonna get a hug from me. Why? Because I love you. I love you. I just can't rock with you on a daily basis.
You know what's crazy? I had a falling out. Me and this person is back to talking, but we had a falling out, and it was on the strength of acceptance. I knew that he didn't necessarily agree with same-sex relations. I don't care.
So, yeah, you don't
Right?
gotta agree. Right. Like, I didn't ask your opinion.
Well, one day we had a discussion coming from the gym. And in that discussion, his dialogue wasn't from the standpoint of I don't agree with, but
So
this
I
is
hate-
what I believe about y'all.
Oh.
That changes everything.
Okay. Interesting.
Right? So I challenged it because I wanted to have the discussion. This is somebody who obviously I wouldn't be around if I didn't have some level of investment. So I wasn't looking to just cut off. But he was firm in that. So I was like, you know what? I'm off you. There's a big difference between having a belief system and attacking the character of a person.
Yes.
And in his conversation, he
Right.
began attacking my character unbeknownst to him. In that situation, I couldn't accept what was being said.
Right.
And I wouldn't accept what was being said because it wasn't a truth about me, right? You're painting a picture of a people that I belong to. So I'm not one of those people that you're gonna, I don't feel flattered when you say, I don't like gays, but not you. I don't like blacks, but you're different. I'm not one of those people.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So you gotta be very mindful when you're talking to me.
Right.
Because I understand exactly what you're
What you're
saying in
saying.
that moment.
Right.
So I wasn't accepting that.
All right. So you wasn't accepting that, but your area of acceptance and that thing was, these are your views. This is how you feel about it, and I can't be associated with that. And that was your acceptance at that time.
Yes.
Got it. When people show you who they are, believe them. And we all,
I think all of us have a hard time
we
with
always
that
have a hard time with that one, and we give a lot of people more time than they need just in our lives,
more
in our
grace.
circle, so much more grace than they actually deserve, because you have so many signs that these are not your people, so many signs that this is not going to work for you, and you give people more time hoping that they become what you want them to be.
I think that for me, that's been a large issue for me for many years. I think I'm so much better at it now. Just being super stern in my belief systems, much more than I ever was. But I had a problem. With believing that I could choose so wrongly. That was my area of holding on to stuff that shouldn't have been held on to.
It's like I wouldn't have chose this if it wasn't. Wow.
You can't be that wrong.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What you mean it ain't what I think it
Right,
is? Like,
right. I wasn't
so
that
I'm just
off.
that gullible. I didn't want to accept the fact that you didn't have all the information, and now you have all the information.
Right. Wow. So it's like, nah, I don't do things like this. I paid attention. I did this. So let me give it a little more time, because
That's
I
the
know what I saw
perfectionist part of
originally.
me.
Because I saw what I know. I saw what I meant. Yeah. Do you think that you're saying the perfectionist? Do you think that's a God complex as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I can't make this kind of mistake.
Yeah. And me realizing that has helped me a whole lot. Cause now I'm like, nah, now I take in, like, okay, you had a specific amount of information in the beginning. You had a specific amount of information in the middle. Right now, you got more information than that.
Right.
Everything changes with the amount that you know. You know what I mean?
At least more clarity for yourself, yeah.
You accepted it here because it made sense.
Right.
You accepted it here because it made sense. You're here now. It don't make sense.
It won't
Let
make
that
sense.
shit go.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Let it go.
Right.
What would you say to parents
Excuse me.
who are dealing with young people, teenagers usually, who are going through their changes, who are not really solid in who they are yet, and are asking them to accept things that the parent may not quite see? Like, that's not you. You asking me to accept something that I don't believe is you. What would you tell them to do in that moment?
The parent?
Yeah.
I would, what we just talked about earlier is simply to talk to my child about how they're feeling, ask them the questions, and let them, and remind them that, you know, at this stage in your life, you're really getting to know who you are. So we're probably going to have a few of these different conversations, and it might feel so sure and so real right now, but guess what? You're exactly where you're supposed to be.
It always feels so real.
Yeah, it feels so real, but you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And then as things continue to evolve and all that, I want to just keep talking about it. That's it, and leave it. Love you.
Nice.
I've had to have that kind of conversation.
So what would you do with the child who is feeling like you're not accepting this, you just want to be in control? What do you say to that child?
Saying all of that after I said this. If you feel like fighting, fight. I'm not fighting with you. Go ahead now. Like, go ahead. I already said what I said. We're going to keep talking, and we're going to figure things out. I love you, I said. Go ahead now.
I love you. I said, go ahead now.
Yeah, that's it. Like, you're not going to keep, you don't rock with me. All right, okay. You know what I said. You know what I mean? I'm here for you. And I said, I don't know what else you want me to say. And
I accept you, but I don't accept that.
yeah, and that's it. You know, you're going to come to me with a lot of different things, and we're just going to continue to have conversations about them. And then as it's going to be at some point in your life where this is what it is, and then we'll talk about that.
It's important in this conversation of acceptance to identify the difference between who you are and what you do. Right? Who you are is who you are. There are things that you do, there are things that you like, there are things you dislike, and although those are connected to who you are, connected to the core of you, your principles and your belief systems, they're not you.
Right.
So I can disagree with things that you do and not disagree with who you are.
Right. I could disagree with what you do and not disagree with who you are. Because who you are to the core sometimes is not exactly what we see what you did.
It's not always
Right.
showing up, especially when you're in that transition stage
That's
of
right.
getting to know yourself.
That's right.
You're doing a lot of shit that just
Right.
don't align.
That's right. So mistakes.
and you don't even realize it yet.
That's right. So mistakes do not make you who you are. It's called a mistake. You know,
Or bad judgment.
Or bad judgment. That's
Beside mistake, we have bad judgment.
That's right.
We make bad choices, and the adjustment is necessary.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
okay. As long as you've come to the place of adjustment,
right.
it's okay.
Yeah, you can't continuously make bad choices and say it's not who I am at a certain point. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Right.
And you can't expect the people who care for you and love you to go along with your bad choices and bad judgments.
Right.
Like, that's not loving you.
Right.
Loving you is wanting you to be as sharp as you can be,
Right.
as your best self.
Right.
So they're not going to support the things that don't make you that.
Right. Exactly. Period. They're not going to support, and it's going to be hard. Yo, the thing about acceptance, though, it's some of the most difficult thing. It's one of the most difficult things you have to do in your life, man. Like,
It can be.
it can be.
It absolutely can be.
But that pushing, like when people actually know who you are and you at a stage when you're trying to figure it out, but there's other people that have been around for so long and they already get you before you get you, and they're challenging you, is really hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's such a blessing when you have that.
It's so necessary.
Yeah,
It's
I've always had it.
So necessary. That's why we speak of village mentality all the time, because there's just areas that we're weak in and areas that we're strong in.
Right.
Right. And so my strengths my strengths become your strengths
Right.
in times of weakness.
That's right.
Your strengths become my strengths in times of weakness.
Us.
Right? And that's so necessary for us to be like everything we desire to be.
Yeah.
The people around us help us be that.
That's right. And remind us
you
when we're
cannot
falling short.
You can't push against that. I
Right.
mean, you can, but it ain't making sense for you.
Right.
And that's why acceptance is important. You got to be able to accept accountability. You got to be able to accept challenges on the things that you believe you want to do or you believe in, because, okay, let's see if it stands up against the test.
Right. Right.
Let's see. Well, I think we did that.
Me too. Any last words?
Accept what you accept. Don't accept what you don't accept. And if it becomes a stalemate, challenge each other till y'all get to a level of acceptance.
And yep. And in the middle of it, and when you're in the moment of acceptance, or the time when you have to accept something, just feel the feelings, feel all the emotions, and let things run its natural course. Accept it, baby.
Yes, I'm Mahag.
I'm Ish.
And this is Culture Currency.
With Culture.
Is the value.
Make sure to like, comment,
Subscribe,
and share. Peace.
Peace.